You know the routine. You spend a punishing hour on the treadmill every morning. You eat perfectly portioned meals, and yet the number on the scale refuses to budge. Week after week, you do exactly what the fitness industry tells you to do, but your fat loss hits an absolute brick wall. Meanwhile, you probably have a friend or a coworker who seems to play by entirely different rules. They rarely set foot in a gym, they eat practically whatever they want, and somehow they maintain a lean physique with zero apparent effort. To understand why this happens, let's look at two profiles. First, we have the office worker. This is a professional tied to a desk for 8 hours a day. For them, burning calories is a strictly scheduled event. The only time they are actively moving is during that single hour they force themselves to go to the gym. Now meet the mailman. Let's assume both of these guys share the exact same genetics and eat the exact same number of calories and do the exact same 1-hour gym routine. Despite being identical on paper, the mailman's fat loss is rapid and consistent, while the office worker stays completely stuck. The battle for fat loss is waged across the entire 24-hour cycle, making a single hour of training much less influential than it seems. The results are largely dictated by what happens during the 23 hours spent entirely outside the gym. To figure out the mailman's secret, we have to calculate the total amount of energy your body uses in a 24-hour period. Scientists call this total daily energy expenditure, or TDEE. This pie chart breaks down exactly where your energy goes. Two massive chunks of this chart are almost entirely out of your control. Your basal metabolic rate is the energy your cells burn just to keep you breathing and alive. Then there's the thermic effect of food, which is the energy your body spends simply digesting your meals. Next, we add intentional exercise, your grueling treadmill sessions or heavy weightlifting. Look at this tiny sliver. Even a brutal 60-minute workout barely makes a dent in your overall daily energy burn. This massive category is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, or NEAT. It represents all the energy you spend doing subconscious, unplanned movements, and it can consume up to 35% of your total metabolism. NEAT encompasses the movements you don't even realize you're doing. It's tapping your foot, gesturing with your hands, or pacing the room while on a phone call. Because of his job, the mailman racks up thousands of extra burned calories through continuous low-intensity movement all day long. The office worker, glued to a chair, flatlines. Their NEAT burn drops practically to zero. Long-term metabolic advantages come from manipulating these subconscious movements throughout the entire day, rather than relying on brief bursts of exercise intensity. So why can't the office worker just eat less and do a bit more cardio to match the mailman? Well, if you've ever tried that, you've probably noticed that your body actively tries to slow you down. This is an evolutionary survival mechanism. A sudden drop in calories or massive physical exhaustion meant a famine was coming. When your brain detects this energy deficit, it panics. To protect your fat stores, your brain shifts your body into eco mode. It subconsciously restricts your NEAT to save energy. You stop fidgeting, your posture slumps, and you sink into your chair. This side-by-side breakdown shows how your brain fights back. You might burn 400 calories during a brutal morning run, but if your brain triggers eco mode, it will subconsciously restrict your daily movement. That 400-calorie victory is instantly erased by an equal 400-calorie drop in your NEAT, leaving you with a net zero impact. You see this biological sabotage happening everywhere. It's the gym goer who finishes a heavy leg day and waits for the elevator instead of walking up a single flight of stairs. They don't even realize they're doing it. Their brain is simply prioritizing energy conservation. When your weight loss stalls out, it is rarely a failure of your personal willpower. Your body is deploying a highly evolved survival tactic to guard its energy reserves against a perceived threat. The mathematics of metabolism are ruthless. You simply cannot outtrain 8 to 10 hours of completely sedentary behavior with a single workout. But you also don't need to quit your corporate job and become a literal mailman to see results. You just have to consciously manufacture the habits of an active worker within your current environment. You can manually break out of eco mode by forcing movement back into your day. Take your meetings or phone calls on the move. Stand up and stretch every single hour. Park your car at the very far end of the grocery store lot. On their own, these look like insignificant, mundane choices, but when you stack them up over weeks and months, they compound. They create a massive, sustainable calorie deficit, and they do it without triggering the extreme hunger that ruins traditional diets. Achieving weight loss involves shifting the focus away from the treadmill to maximize subconscious movement, permanently adopting the mailman effect.